Echoes. I didn't install the app. That's how this whole thing started. With something so small, so easy to brush off, that I almost forgot about it entirely. But I didn't, because now I know it was never meant to be brushed off. It was a Monday night. One of those nights where everything felt a bit too heavy. My bag, my thoughts, the air itself. I just finished another 12-hour day in a job I didn't love, for a company I didn't respect, surrounded by people who smiled too wide while slowly losing their souls to spreadsheets and Slack messages. I got home, kicked off my shoes, and dropped my phone onto the counter. I remember opening the fridge, staring at a single wilted bag of spinach, and thinking, this is it? This is life now? When I picked up my phone again, I saw it. A new icon. Black and white spiral. Minimalist. Almost elegant. Beneath it, the word Echoes. I didn't remember downloading it. No App Store notifications. Nothing in my email. But I had installed so many productivity apps, habit trackers, brain training games. Maybe I'd just forgotten? Curiosity won. I tapped it. The screen turned black, then displayed a single line. Connected to Maya Alt 7. Tap to listen. My name is Maya, and that alone, that eerie personalization, should have been enough to stop me. But instead, I did what you probably would have done. I listened. At first, it sounded like a podcast. Background noise. A cafe, maybe. Two people talking. And then I heard my voice. Except, not quite. Same tone, same cadence. But the words she spoke didn't belong to me. I knew it wouldn't be easy, she said, but quitting was the best decision I ever made. Burnout isn't noble. It's just slow self-erasure. That word, burnout, hit me like a punch. Because I'd been feeling that, deeply, quietly, pretending everything was fine while my body screamed for something to change. But I hadn't quit. I couldn't. Rent, health insurance, the invisible weight of adult responsibility. I was stuck. So who was this other Maya? Some old voice memo? An AI simulation? I laughed nervously and closed the app. But that night, I couldn't sleep. The next morning, I opened the app again. There was a new message. Connected to Maya Alt 4. Tap to listen. I did. I broke up with him after my birthday, she said. 3 years in and he forgot again. I realized I was more in love with the idea of us than the reality. She was talking about Daniel. My Daniel. Still very much in my life. Still very much emotionally distant. And, yeah, he had forgotten my birthday. 3 years in a row. I didn't say anything. I just sat on my bed and listened. That week, I became obsessed. Every night, a new Maya. A new recording. Always me, but different. One version left her job and traveled for 6 months. Another started a small design studio with her old college friend. One stayed in therapy. Another cut off her toxic mother for good. And each one sounded alive. Free. Even when they talked about failures, they sounded like they had chosen their lives, instead of just accepting them. It was addictive. I started copying them. I reconnected with Dara, a friend I hadn't seen since the pandemic. Just like Maya, Alt 3. We got coffee. It was awkward at first, then warm, familiar. I told her I missed her. She smiled like she'd been waiting for me to say that. I turned down a second date with a guy who gave me a weird vibe. In one recording, the alternate Maya had ignored that gut feeling. It hadn't ended well. I updated my resume. I quietly started applying to remote jobs in other cities: Berlin, Lisbon, Toronto. I was still scared. But now, I had a blueprint. A whisper from versions of me who had done it. And then, the messages changed. They became harder to hear, like interference on a radio. The voices sometimes cut off mid-sentence. Static bled through. But I kept listening. One night, it was Maya Alt 12. She was talking about the app. "I think it's listening too," she said. "Not just recording, watching how we react. I tried deleting it, but it always comes back. I feel like someone's studying us." My skin crawled. Another night, Maya Alt 2 stopped mid-story and whispered, "She's listening. The original. I can feel her again." And then silence. I stared at the screen, heart pounding. Was I the original? Or was she? Were we all just reflections of each other? Experiments? I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, the app was gone. Not just off the home screen, erased. No record in settings. Not in my App Store history. No cached files. No trace. It was like it never existed. But my life had already changed. I stopped waiting for things to fix themselves. I told Daniel I needed space, that I felt lonelier with him than without. I said no at work, not rudely, just clearly. I pushed back on deadlines, suggested better ones. My manager didn't love it, but I started getting more respect. I started drawing again, sketching, just like Maya Alt 5 said helped her through depression. I was still me, but a better version. Not perfect, not fearless, but real. I think about the app often, about the versions of me I heard, the lives I almost lived. And sometimes I wonder if one of them is still listening to me now. Because every once in a while, when I'm walking home late, earbuds in, wind brushing my skin, heart light after a good day, I think I hear it again. A whisper. A phrase I didn't come up with. Familiar and strange, like something I dreamed once. And it makes me wonder, who's the echo now?